I would say 98% of what you're worrying about is coming from a field, a mental field, called what's not happening. I'll give a couple of percentage. True. Okay? We don't want to hit them with 100 absolute. So let's say 93%. 93% of all the concerns that you're entertaining are coming from a field of what's not happening, a mental field. Yeah? It's an amazing crop because there's no ground. It doesn't need any light. It doesn't need any water. It just pops out of nothing. Yeah? Then it's shipped back to Central, which is what's happening now, and then it's dumped into this moment, and now you lose the sense of this moment, and now you're rummaging through past and future speculations. And your mind's totally busy obsessing around itself. Then it gets so bad, maybe you'll have a picnic, and a couple other people will show up, and while they're rummaging around their there and then, you'll be rummaging around your there and then, and this is the closest thing you can get to mental intimacy. They'll co-sign your not happening, and you'll co-sign their not happening, and you'll all be really happily miserable.
Yeah.
You know? But you'll feel right and vindicated. Someone finally understood me. And the field will go on forever. As long as you seed it, you're going to have a crop. And you're seeding it. Your thought system is seeding it all fucking day. And these talks, as soon as the word but appears, that's the seeding. That's the seeding of the mental realm. It's so easy to be in this light now, but there you go. You're like Johnny Appleseed throwing the seeds out, and you're going to go back and be right about the crop, and you're going to harvest it, and you'll try to sell it. No one will buy it because they're stuck with all their turnips and onions, and everyone will be at their market, and oh, let me look at yours, look at mine, look at that. Yeah, and the whole place will stink. Yeah. And you won't want to die. You'll be so afraid of dying. But have you ever really lived? You just don't want the book to end. You want another 5 chapters because you think it's somehow some miraculous thing's going to happen that's going to turn it all around. I'm telling you, it won't. Yeah. Hope is one of the biggest crops of all in the mental realm. It's constantly creating hope. Hope is valuable at a certain point in a certain phase of living. Then it becomes a disservice because it blinds you to what's happening. Yeah. I hope this isn't occurring, but you better realize it is so you can respond to it. Yeah. I hope these aren't the cops. It's too fucking late. You're going to be handcuffed in a minute. I wish I hadn't done that, but you did. That stuff doesn't work. Yes. Now, there's tons of ways. There's a lot of people that will teach you better ways to live here. I just question the whole framing of it. Yeah? If everything is framed by self-centeredness, and the frame has the biggest influence, if I keep changing the pictures, I'll get different experiences, but ultimately nothing has really changed. But if the frame is questioned, yeah, and the frame gets dismantled, maybe this thing that seems to be a stagnant 6 frames will become a part of a mural, like a living mural that's going on all the time. Yeah? That you're only catching a very slight glimpse, and your mind's partitioning a very slight glimpse of the mural and making it 6 different things. But man, the whole thing in and of itself is the movie or the picture. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Your mind, instead of being like a partitioner and a separator and a comparer, now opens up, like in Japanese art, where you see the space between the leaves. You see the space in the terrain when they paint terrain. It's attempting to remind the mind of spaciousness, because that's of its own nature. Every one of those paintings is a self-portrait, really. You're getting to see your own mind in them by seeing the space, sensing the space. Yeah, that's what's looking back at you, your own mind. It's calling for you. Get it, Stop attending to so much of the twig and the branches. See the space that they're appearing in. Yeah, the same thing could be used when you look back on you. You can, instead of just seeing all your things, all your beliefs and ideas and all that, you'll see that you're made of space, infinite possibility. with no need to express if it doesn't want to, but the imminence of it is there. Yeah. I find entertaining it has a big effect here. You'll just travel lighter. I'm like 60-something years old now. I don't like leaving California. I like surfing every day. I have a really easy life. I have a couple of satsangs a week. I don't need much money. I don't have a family. Everything's good. I have my bed there. I have the food I like to eat. You know, I don't come here to see Toronto, really. I could care less about seeing stuff. I see enough in my neighborhood. You know, I can walk around. I can go to the same park and I never get bored of it. I can walk, you know, it's fine. I come here because this message, yeah? Not because I know it, it's a seed assignment. This message has one oomph in my life. It has a desire to express. It wants to get across. It does. Yeah. It's definitely, and so that's sort of like the intuition of it. I have to follow that. If I don't, my life there's a lack in it, in a sense. There's something that's, because if I'm not being reminded through the sharing of it, yeah? I love the reminder of it, and I don't want to pay to see someone else. I don't want to have to go, you know, where the doorway is, they confront you with a big money. It says donation, but if you don't give the expected amount, there's like a vibe happens, you know. They have like, you can't get in with, there's a big bench, and there's like usually 4 volunteers sitting there, and donations only. You know, I didn't like that stuff. I didn't want to have it put off. Yeah? So wait a minute. Download, I'm going to start sharing about it so that people to make it more available to everyone. No dives, no lifting up, make it ordinary dog shit awareness. Everything I didn't like about what I was seeing out there, I try to apply in how it's presented now. Yeah? No, just dog shit awareness, nothing special, because it weeds out the mind. The mind is always looking for mind candy. It's always looking for something that's shiny and bright, that looks like a gem. This is sort of ordinary, yeah? It's not special. All of us have special and profound experiences, but the dog shit awareness, that availability of knowing constantly that presence as uninterrupted by any events or bumps of this place, uninterrupted by anything that happens, to have that assurance is truly it's applicable where the rubber meets the road. It will affect your Tuesday mornings. It will affect your relationships with your dog and other people. It'll affect your relationships with strangers with no effort on your part. It's just shifted. Yeah. Just like when I was a drug addict, there wasn't much effort in it. It was effort in getting the stuff, but I was going to act badly. You know what I mean? It wasn't a vigilance. I wasn't working hard at it. I wasn't taking retreats how to act really badly. I was just fucking acting badly because of what mind was running the show. Exact same things happening now. The way I'm behaving now has nothing to do with any vigilance or practice. It comes through what's dictating the game. Yeah? And this aspect of mind is much more pleasant than the other aspect of mind.